Hello and welcome. I'm Christina Raab, Vice President of Strategy for the Cradle to Cradle Products Innovation Institute. I'm delighted to welcome Tim Baucom as our second 5 in 10 series guest. Tim is president of Shaw Industries, one of the world's largest flooring companies, and a leader in designing and making products with the circular economy in mind. Tim, thank you for joining us today.
It's a real honor, Christina. It's been a great partnership for more than 3 decades.
Thank you. Shaw started its cradle-to-cradle journey in the late 1990s when you began developing EcoWorks carpet tile. Ultimately, this became the first flooring product and one of the first products of any type to be cradle-to-cradle certified. Tim, why and how did this innovation come about?
Christina, our success has always resulted from serving our direct customers and together delivering superior products and services to end users. The desire to maximize the customer experience drives us to profoundly understand how flooring impacts interior spaces. Go back 30 years ago, carpet tile was a functional, utilitarian, disposable companion to the acres of modular furniture that populated corporate America. Facility managers loved it, but it did not excite designers or end users. The market craved superior design and environmental stewardship without compromising function or elevating the total cost of ownership. As we were stretching to translate these unifying goals to specific products, we came across a book, Cradle to Cradle, from Dr. Bill McDonough, which had recently been published. The book gave us really a framework for radical transformation. EcoWorks tiles are beautifully and purposely designed using safe ingredients that are meant to be recycled. We want the old product back because it's an efficient and low-cost raw material for new carpet. In fact, on the back of every EcoWorks tile, we say how to return it to us free of charge so we can make more EcoWorks carpet tile. That excites facility managers, designers, and end users.
You have more than 2 decades, almost 3 decades experience with this sustainability journey. And how has the transformation and the focus on one single product, originally like EcoWorks, ultimately influenced the whole business model of Shaw?
Well, really the phenomenal success, success draws a crowd. So the phenomenal success of EcoWorks carpet tile transformed our commercial carpet business and now really permeates our entire enterprise. Today, more than 90% of the products we manufacture are cradle-to-cradle certified, and we leverage cradle-to-cradle thinking in all of our product development and have integrated these principles into our sustaining sourcing policies. Whether we make the product or have it toll manufactured, we hold it to the same high standards. EcoWorks really became a blueprint for a broader 4-step design process. It starts with number 1, start with a deep and profound understanding of the end user and leverage curiosity to start testing prototypes. Number 2, start with cradle-to-cradle raw materials and develop rapid prototypes and eagerly get feedback. Number 3, objectively evaluate that feedback and incorporate what you learn from the prototype. The key here is not to think of the feedback as pass-fail, but more test and learn. Don't be afraid to abandon any one prototype on the path to a commercial solution. And then number 4, develop a business plan to launch that finished commercial solution that truly provides a superior customer experience. That superior customer experience is really what makes the difference. Every day we try to create a better future through this test and learn process. I'll be the first to say not all tests turn out like we expect, but all tests are useful.
Along this journey, Shaw has heavily invested also in achieving the cradle-to-cradle certification for the majority of its products, as you have said. And what are some of the returns Shaw has realized as a result of this investment?
It's really been transformative because prior to EcoWorks carpet tile, Shaw was primarily known for being the world's biggest and best residential broadloom carpet producer. Sales of EcoWorks carpet tile started very modestly, and our initial product offerings were quite limited. However, the initial customers expressed unprecedented satisfaction and encouraged us to expand the product line. We listened and expanded the styling. As the styling expanded, market adoption expanded, and the technology was embraced. We invested heavy dollars to expand production capacity, and we started to rapidly gain market share. In fact, for 8 or 10 years, it felt like we were constantly chasing our ability to keep up with the demand. This customer-centric innovation propelled Shaw to become the #1 commercial carpet tile supplier in North America. Today, we apply this same cradle-to-cradle approach to all aspects of our global flooring business. Both residential consumers and commercial end users have a growing focus on safe materials, particularly post-COVID, and how flooring contributes to healthy interior spaces and therefore their own health and well-being. Cradle-to-cradle certification is important to us because it provides that third-party validation, which is critical to assure our customers that our products are deemed safe for people and the planet.
And beyond responsibly made products, Shaw is also recognized for its commitment to social fairness, and social fairness is also a very important category in the cradle-to-cradle standard framework. What is the link between those two, and what is your perspective on social fairness as a dimension of a circular economy?
I think for more than 30 years, we've had a pretty simple mission, which is to create a better future. And that better future has to be for our customers, our associates or co-workers, as I like to say sometimes, our investors, and for the communities in which we operate. We really try to take that personal, local approach first. A better future requires us to invest in products and processes that elevate the health and well-being and success of all people and our planet. A better future certainly starts with safe ingredients that are suited for recirculation, but keep the entire life cycle in mind. We're very aware that our products impact our supply chain, the associates making our products, the customers who sell and install our products, and then consumers and end users who live on our products every day. We take those choices very, very seriously and take responsibility. We really take this human-centric approach to sustainability, and we actually call our sustainability program Sustain Human Ability.
Of course, very, very relevant in the current times we are living in. And last month's World Economic Forum highlighted that the world is reaching a pivotal moment in terms of environmental, social, and economic choices. And Tim, in your point of view, what are 3 critical actions manufacturers need to take now to emerge as leaders in the new economy?
I think it starts first and foremost, #1, with focusing on the individual. In everything we do, we want to be respectful of the individual, regardless of how we interact with that person. By being people-centric, we identify opportunities to create that better future. That's particularly important during the pandemic, and I think it's really accelerated our culture and that connectedness we all have together at every level. Second is constantly innovate. Strive to build back better. Innovate for today, but with an eye for tomorrow. That really begins with understanding people, and in particularly how people interact with the products that we have the privilege to survive. You know, we take it very seriously that people invite us into their homes through our products. And no pun intended, but we're foundational to how they live in that space. And then 3 is really be open to collaborate and amplify what we bring. I think this partnership with the Cradle to Cradle Institute, which goes back almost 3 decades, is a good example of how we want to learn, but we want to bring practical to that. To a certain extent, I think of Cradle to Cradle like the science, and we're like the engineer. Together, you need both pieces of that. So this collaboration and amplification and really respecting the power of partnerships to affect change on a larger scale.
Great. Thank you, Tim, for the collaboration on this 5 in 10 conversation.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and we got our eye to the future. Thank you, Christina.